Hello and welcome to Everything Explained. I'm your host, and today we're diving into a question that comes up a lot: why are wines so exclusive and luxury? You might walk into a shop or a restaurant and see bottles priced higher than a dinner, and wonder what makes these wines so special. The short answer is that exclusivity comes from a mix of place, time, people, and price signals. Let's break it down in simple terms, with examples and comparisons you can picture. First, place matters a ton: terroir. Not just the grape, but soil, sun, wind, slope, and microclimate. A single vineyard, or a handful of them, can produce tiny amounts of wine. In places like Bordeaux, Burgundy, or Napa, a great site can yield only so many cases. Good vintages may show dramatically. In some years the weather cooperates, in others it doesn't. This means even the same wine can be a near unattainable luxury when a vintage shines or when demand outstrips supply. Add limited releases and we're at exclusivity on the bottle. Second, the costs of making wine at the top level are huge. Wineries farm by hand, prune vines, pick grapes at perfect ripeness, sort them, ferment slowly, age in oak barrels for years. Oak barrels themselves are expensive and require careful maintenance. All of this adds to the final price. Aging is a gamble and a business decision. Some wines are meant to be drunk young, but many expensive wines improve dramatically after years, creating a long storage period that costs money and space. Third, many luxury wines are deliberately produced in small quantities. These estates may release only a few thousand cases in a good year. The wine is then allocated to loyal collectors, people on mailing lists, clubs, or private customers who pre-book the next vintage en primeur or buy in advance. That creates a sense of privilege and scarcity. Fourth, branding and prestige matter. Historical estates build stories, family dynasties, terroir, grand classifications that date back centuries. Scores from critics like Parker, Wine Spectator, Decanter can create a halo effect. A high score translates into demand from restaurants, collectors, and investors, pushing prices up. Fifth, the market itself drives up the numbers. Some people buy wine as an asset, expecting value to rise. Auctions can fetch eye-watering figures for rare bottles. Some wines are bought not to drink but to hold as objects of status. This investment angle can push prices further beyond what a drinker would pay. Sixth, access matters. Bottles produced in small regions can be hard to find outside their country of origin. Importers, shipping costs, and tariffs can add to the sticker price. In restaurants, the markups turn a bottle into a luxury experience rather than a simple purchase. Think of it like limited edition sneakers, artisanal watches, or artwork. The value isn't only the material, it's the story, the scarcity, the handshake with the maker, and the moment in time when it's produced. Historical classifications and the story behind a bottle also fuel exclusivity. In Bordeaux you hear about first growths, the most famous chateau with long, award-laden records, where a 1855 classification still whispers in the price tag. In Burgundy, the quality ladder runs from Grand Cru down to village, with small plots producing intensely sought-after wines. In Champagne, prestige cuvées such as Cristal or Dom Pérignon command attention beyond their juice alone. These systems are ceremonial, but they steer demand by signaling pedigree, scarcity, and a shared language among collectors worldwide. Looking ahead, climate shifts are changing what's possible at the high end. Warmer growing seasons can push varieties into new flavors, but they can also reduce reliable yields and raise risk. Wineries respond with site changes, careful water use, and investments in newer vineyards, all of which can push costs higher and tighten supply. The romance remains, but the math, the balance of supply and demand, grows more complex as producers chase both consistency and novelty. Exclusivity in wine isn't a single factor, it's a dance of terroir, craft, timing, scarcity, brand, markets, and even climate. It's about place, patience, and the social rituals that surround wine, tastings, collections, dinners, that make wine feel luxurious. Not every bottle costs a fortune, but the same forces that lift a first growth or a Romanée Conti also shape the best value wines for curious drinkers: rare, well-made, and properly aged within a reasonable price. The magic of wine, after all, is not just in the glass, but in the story it tells and the memory it helps create. So here's to the stories and memories a great bottle can spark.